Let me start with a shocking truth. Millennials and Gen Z are on track to become the richest generations in human history. Yet they are also the generations least likely to buy life insurance. That doesn't make sense, right? Because life insurance is supposed to be one of the smartest, most responsible financial decisions an adult can make. But today, young people aren't just ignoring it, they're actively rejecting it. And this isn't a small trend. This is a global shift that is terrifying insurance companies, breaking decades of financial traditions, and forcing an entire industry to rethink how it works. So here asks the real question. Why are young adults turning away from one of the most important financial protections ever created? Is it because they're irresponsible? Is it because they're broke? Or is it because the world has changed so dramatically that life insurance simply dosing tea makes sense anymore? Today, we're going to uncover the real truth. Truth most financial institutions want you to hear. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why millennials and Gen Z may completely reshape the future of global finance. The first reason is brutally simple. The cost of living has become a financial war zone. Older generations grew up in a world where housing was affordable, college was inexpensive, and a single income could support an entire family. But millennials and Gen Z live in an entirely different reality. Rent takes half their paycheck. Student debt follows them for decades. Groceries, healthcare, transportation, everything is expensive. Wages haven't grown at the same pace. So when a young person looks at their monthly bills, life insurance doesn't even make the list. It's not that they don't want protection. It's that they're focused on staying alive financially today. And this completely changes how they evaluate long-term commitments. Another huge change is the delay of life milestones. Older generations married young, had children early, stayed at one job for years, and bought homes in their 20s or early 30s. Life insurance made perfect sense because they had dependence and long-term stability. Millennials and Gen Z, on the other hand, are getting married later if at all. Many aren't planning for kids yet, job hopping is normal, home ownership feels out of reach, and because most life insurance products are marketed around family responsibility, young adults who don't feel close to starting a family see no reason to buy anything. The industry is still selling a product designed for a life path that no longer exists. But there's another factor that's even more powerful: trust, or the lack of it. Millennials and Gen Z grew up watching financial systems collapse. They saw the 2008 financial crisis, predatory lenders, corporate scandals, and endless stories of insurance companies denying claims through loopholes and fine print. So when young adults hear about insurance, their first thought isn't security. It's complicated, expensive, and probably a trap. This skepticism is not accidental, it's rooted in lived experiences. And with the rise of digital transparency, young people can research everything. They can see complaints, lawsuits, hidden fees, and outdated policies. This creates a psychological barrier that older generations never had. Another key reason is financial knowledge, or more accurately, the lack of practical financial education. Schools do not teach what life insurance is, how it works, what the terms mean, or why it matters. Most parents never explained it, because even they didn't fully understand it. Life insurance is filled with confusing language: premiums, beneficiaries, riders, cash value exclusions, underwriting, and this complexity intimidates young adults. When people don't understand something, especially something involving money, their natural reaction is to avoid it. And the insurance industry has done a poor job of simplifying the message for modern audiences. But here's where the psychology gets even deeper. Millennials and Gen Z have a completely different relationship with the future. Older generations grew up in a world that felt stable and predictable. They planned decades ahead. But young adults today grew up with economic uncertainty, climate anxiety, rising global conflict, and rapid technological change. Many of them can't imagine what life will look like in 5 years, let alone 30. Life insurance requires thinking long-term, believing in long-term stability, and committing money to a future version of yourself. Many young people simply don't feel that future is guaranteed. Technology also plays a massive role in this generational shift. Millennials and Gen Z are digital natives. They want everything fast, simple, and online. They're used to apps, instant approvals, transparent pricing, and intuitive design. Traditional life insurance is the opposite. It's slow, there's paperwork, there's a salesperson, or medical exams that feel invasive, or complicated policy structures. Young people compare that experience to opening a bank account online, or buying stocks in second-hand insurance. Simply feels outdated. Till insurance becomes digital first, frictionless, and modern, younger generations will continue to skip it. Money mindset is another surprisingly powerful factor. Many millennials and Gen Z don't feel worthy of life insurance because they feel financially behind. They think they don't have assets. They think they don't have enough income. They think they don't have dependents. This psychological barrier makes them believe life insurance is for successful adults, not struggling ones. Older generations saw life insurance as a foundation for building wealth. Younger generations see it as something only people with stability can afford. This mindset shift is one of the biggest silent killers of insurance adoption. But here's the twist. Not only are millennials and Gen Z not irresponsible, they may be the most financially strategic generations ever. They actually care deeply about financial protection, but they prefer to protect themselves in different ways. They invest in index funds, build emergency savings, learn side hustles, buy digital assets, and use automated financial tools. They want flexibility, control, and transparency. Not rejecting the idea of financial protection, they rejecting the outdated format of traditional life insurance. This explains why microinsurance, digital insurance apps, and on-demand coverage are exploding in popularity among younger consumers. So what does all this mean for the future? It means the traditional insurance model is approaching a crisis. As millennials and Gen Z become the dominant working generations, their rejection of old systems could force the industry to transform. Future life insurance may look nothing like today's version. Policies will be digital first. Pricing will be flexible. Medical exams will be optional or replaced with digital health data. Contracts will be simpler, shorter, and easier to understand. Insurance companies that resist change will fade away, while those that innovate may see the biggest boom in decades. In the end, the story is incredibly clear. Millennials and Gen Z don't hate life insurance. They hate systems that don't match the economic reality they live in. They hate complexity, slow processes, outdated language, and the feeling of being sold to. These generations want clarity. They want fairness. They want affordability. They want speed. They want honesty. And until the insurance industry can give them that, young adults will keep choosing alternatives that feel more modern, more transparent, and more empowering. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more global financial insights on Global Wealth Lens.